So we've talked about this before briefly when hinting at other things, but now it's official. Bitcoin quantum risk, evaluating how quantum computing threatens Bitcoin and related investments. So this suggests that quantum computing technology can completely destroy the strong mathematical encryption that things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies use, making them potentially useless overnight once this kicks in. What do you think about this, John?
Yeah, so I get it. I agree. But let me state that. So BlackRock, they updated their iShares Bitcoin Trust Prospectus, where they flagged specifically quantum computing as a material risk to Bitcoin's long-term security. Now, that being said, that's with current technology and current encryption. And for those of you that don't know, they use cryptographic algorithms like SHA-256 and elliptic curve digital signature algorithm. So that being said, that doesn't mean that that we can't make changes to the blockchain. We can't make changes to Bitcoin. We can't make changes to any other cryptocurrency to protect it going forward. And there's some things that can be done, like you can do a soft fork update. You can add Schnorr and post-quantum hybrid. So like you can do a bunch of different things. So I get why they are issuing this now. It warns that advances in quantum computing, mathematics, and even digital technology could hack and break the current encryption, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. So today's Bitcoin security risks are manageable because no quantum computer exists that's powerful enough to break Bitcoin's encryption. However, technological advantage or technology advances quickly, and the cryptocurrency quantum threat grows stronger each year as quantum computers become more powerful. The main concern is that Bitcoin security dependency on math problems take regular computers thousands of years to solve, but quantum computers might solve them in hours or days or minutes. This creates a race between quantum computing and development and Bitcoin ability to upgrade its security systems.
Yeah. So just so you guys know, before you start getting your pitchforks and all that out, they estimate that practical, and we talked about this, practical quantum computers that are capable of breaking the cryptography are still, I would say, 10 to 20 years away. So that being said, there's plenty of time for them to plug the holes, or at least try to, because there's no way to test whether or not it's quantum resilient until we have a quantum computer that can actually, that you can test it against, right?
Yeah.
Like, just so you guys know, the Bitcoin community is already researching and testing quantum safe protocols. But as we all know, or as you may not know, it's difficult to implement changes across the entire network because of the way that blockchain, the technology itself, is as a technology, right? So what do you think, Craig?
Well, you can change it if you have consensus, but it's a lot of work. I think it's going to be interesting to see if these technologies survive. What we talk about
survive?
If blockchain cryptography survive longer term, if we don't have, sorry, we'll probably have to switch to a different type of cryptography than what we're currently using. So that's what I mean by will it survive? Because I think we'll have to use some form of quantum cryptography that is quantum proof, that is something different than would have been dreamed up before quantum computers existed. So will that be a new form? Proof of work and proof of state and proof of this, will that easily be forged with quantum computers now? So we have to see some other, say, proof.
Yeah, and there's some novel approaches to this. Like you can do a hash-based time-locked address where you would create an address that becomes quantum vulnerable only after a specified time delay. So that would allow legitimate users to move funds before quantum attacks become feasible. That's an easier one to implement. there's a bunch of different, and we don't have to get into that right now because that's not what we're covering. But so yes, I agree. As the encryption standards now for blockchain are a huge vulnerability going forward. I still am 100% behind blockchain technology. We just need to make sure that going forward, that there's new encryption technology that's more quantum safe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I guess the question is, I'm a believer in the blockchain technology, but I believe that's different than what I would call crypto, because the immutable ledger doesn't necessarily need to be encrypted.
No.
So,
and all ledgers are public.
Yeah. So
or crypto ledgers are public. Yeah.
And then we sit back and say, okay, well, are we going to move from a situation of privacy to a situation of non-privacy? It just, at some point, privacy just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And what does that mean, right? And, it goes beyond this particular situation, because if everything's on the blockchain and everyone can see how much you have and who belongs to it and all that kind of stuff, it's a different kind of world versus, say, that stuff is still kind of encrypted and hidden and not everybody can see that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So beyond cryptocurrency markets, quantum threats to Bitcoin could affect broader financial confidence in digital technologies. If quantum computers prove capable of breaking Bitcoin securities, investor might question the safety of other digital financial systems, online banking to digital payment processes, or just, access to all that stuff. The interconnected nature of modern finance means that major disruptions in cryptocurrency markets could spill over into traditional stock and bond markets, especially as more institutional money flows into digital assets through products like BlackRock and their ETF. So, we might even see that it actually is the other way around, that the quantum stuff goes after the financial institutions first because they're easier.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. I think the financial institutions are more at risk than blockchain technology.
So we'll have to see what the future holds and how quickly the cryptocurrency community can respond and put some sort of quantum encryption in place long-term to protect against this. And we'll have to see where the bad actors come and what they try and use this technology for. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think this is the end of cryptocurrency and blockchain, or you think this is just, another pivot in the future, because they've been predicting the end of this for how long now? And do you think banks are going to be hit first with this kind of quantum hacking? Let us know what you think. So what do you got going on, John?
Yeah.
July now.
I'm working on a webinar in August or September on shred and IP development or IP strategies. So watch out for that. Otherwise, I'm going to enjoy July. I know a lot of people are taking July off, but yeah. How about you, Craig?
Well, we won't be having a Startup Investor Drinks in July, but we should be having a Flowgrammer event, and probably off the month of August. But if the group of Flowgrammer people want to have an August event, we'll do that as well. Other than that, I'm heads down. I'm working with clients now, building AI automations, and it's been fun and great. And right now, I know you're heads down working with clients on getting them funding.
Lots of programs. Well, not as many as before COVID, but still lots of programs. Exciting to see what opens up this year with the new liberal government in power. And so we'll have to see. Reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any funding needs. But if you overall need some business help, how about where they find you, Craig?
Check out torontostarts.com for everything we do. It's all there. But we have a couple of branch websites, startupcoach.ca, where you can book some time with me. You can go to startupdrinks.to to find out our Startup Investor Drinks events, or flowgrammer.ca to find out all the information about business automation and how you can take your business to the next level utilizing AI and automation tools. And until next time,